All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and infinite glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahashim Yosai, Bahashim Rukakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of the great millstone, who rule well and teach well, peace, faith, and citation, to the hopeful elect that's pushing his word true and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, Shalom. And I want to do this lesson to the Spirit Power Yah Bahashim Yosai. And on the article about recent news that just happened, it says ABC News, death of so-called black Delta State student found hanging in tree ruled suicide following autopsy. You know, and so-called black, we're not really black. We're the Israelites. Black is a color out of a crayon box. You know, but this is the student right here. Says the death of 21-year-old black student discovered hanging from a tree at Delta State University in Mississippi has been ruled a suicide, police said Thursday. The body of the student, identified as Demartrevon Trey Reed, was discovered by a faculty member around 7 a.m. on Monday, hanging from a tree near the pickleball courts on the Cleveland, Mississippi campus, according to the campus police department. It says the Mississippi State Medical Examiner autopsy findings are consistent with the initial investigation determining the cause of death to be hanging and the manner of death as suicide, the Cleveland Police Department said in a press release on Thursday. Final toxicology results are pending and may take 2 to 4 weeks to complete. You know, but you pretty much get the point, man. Esau, he's trying to, hide this under the rug. Esau, being the devil that he is, when a ruled it's a suicide. And I heard about he had broken legs. The police department said that this was no foul play. Now, without even doing no actually distinctive research, But Esau, man, he's going to pay, man. Let's get the scriptures. Let's get the book of Ezekiel, chapter 35. Book of Ezekiel, chapter 35, verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. And that's what we do when we're prophesying against this devil, Esau, Edom. Esau, Edom, the Edomites, Esau being the so-called, so-proclaimed white man on the earth. That's his biblical nationality. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it. Verse 3, and say unto it, Thus said the Lord Yahweh power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I'll stretch out my hand against thee, and I'll make thee most desolate. So the Lord is about to do a number on these Edomites, man. The Lord is about to destroy these Edomites, for all the rape, rob, and murder they did to our people. Through Jim Crow, through slavery, what they did to the whole nation of Israel. So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians, the Israelites, our people. Verse 4, and I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahweh thy power. Verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end. That's right, so they had a perpetual hatred, for our people. And as you can see, as in that article, that's a pure example of Esau having a perpetual hatred towards you Jakes, man, towards you Israelites. Verse 6, therefore, as I live, said the Lord Yahweh power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Verse 7, thus I will make Mount Seir most desolate, and will cut off from it him that passeth and him that returneth. Verse 8, and I will fill his mountains with his slain men, and in thy hills and in thy valleys and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. Verse 9, And I will make thee perpetual desolations, and that city shall not return, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh. Basically, the Lord's going to have judgment on you Edomites, man. You know? Same thing he did unto us, we're going to do unto you. You know? The mountains are going to be full of dead Edomites, man. You know? The Lord is going to bring his judgment on you Edomites. Now, let's go to the book of Ezekiel 25, which gives a clear distinction that gives, you know, a future prophecy that's going to come to pass soon upon the Edomites. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 25, verse 13. As a matter of fact, I'm going to start at verse 12. Thus said the Lord Yahweh power, because that Edom had dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and had greatly offended, and revenged himself upon them. Verse 13. Therefore, thus said the Lord Yahweh power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and day of the dawn shall fall by the sword. That's right, man. And Esau, he took vengeance upon the Israelites, our people, by do rape, rob, and murder. You know, look up the history of Babylon the Great, how Babylon the Great was established by way of what? Through rape, rob, and murder. Verse 14, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Yashar'Allah, or Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance to the Lord Yahweh power. So the Lord is going to use his people, the elect of his people, to carry out that vengeance on Esau Edom. Because when Esau Edom, when he took vengeance, he ain't had no mercy, man. And scripture says double unto thee, double. You know, let's get that in scripture. Double unto thee. Matter of fact, let me see what comes up. Let's see. You know what? Let me do this. Slakia. All right, this is the book of Zechariah, chapter 9, verse 12, and it reads. I think I saw it. Book of Zechariah, chapter 9, verse 12. Turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of hope. Even today do I declare thee that I will render double unto thee. That's right. And who's the prisoners of hope? You Israelites, man. Starting with the elect. You know? We're the prisoners of hope. Because we're in prison here in Babylon the Great. You know? Going through trials and tribulations, man. You know? And the land of our enemies. And it says, even today do I declare that I will render double unto thee. So the Lord's going to bring back that judgment right around the corner, man. You know? You know, that judgment is going to come upon you Edomites, you know? But let me get another scripture before I close it out. I'm just going through the spirit, so let me just see what I got on. Let me see. Yeah, let me get Obadiah chapter 1, verse 6. Book of Obadiah chapter 1, verse 6. I'm going to start at verse 7. Verse 6, Salakia. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are Salakia. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hid things sought up? Verse 7, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, and prevailed against thee. They that ate thy bread have laid a wound under thee. Under thee, there's none understanding in him. That's right. So Esau, he's a devil, man. He has no, regard of who you are. That hatred of Esau is still in him, man. Verse 8, shall I not in that day, said the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understand out the mount of Esau. Verse 9, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau shall be cut off by slaughter. That's right. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob's shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. And that's what's going to happen, man. That judgment is going to come right around the corner and bite Esau on his ass, man, for what he has done to his people, man. I will get some more scriptures, but I got to head in and go to the plantation to clock in. I want to give all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, by Simi outside, by Simi Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, great millstone, who rule and teach well. Peace, faith, and chest to the hopeful elect. Till next time, Shalom.